One of the most radical things that I ever came across was when I was studying positive psychology, and my professor talked about permission to be human. I recall him saying that if you're feeling anger, you experience jealousy, you experience insecurity, you experience resentment, any of the shadow emotions, any of your shadow side that you're not particularly proud of, and that you're compelled through society and our upbringing and our schooling to suppress. Give yourself permission to be human, to experience, to feel the anger, to feel the sadness, to feel the sorrow, to feel the resentment, to feel the dark cloud of emotions that has arisen inside of you due to someone's careless word, careless action, unconscious thought, anything that has affected you in a way that what you're feeling, you feel the urge to suppress or to oppress inside of you. And I remember, coming from the South Asian culture that I come from, to be sitting there in the class, listening to this very respected professor talk about give yourself permission to feel human, to be human. I thought it was the most radical thing I had ever heard. Like, wow, I can feel the jealousy. I can let myself feel the anger. I can let myself accept that I'm human and I'm really resenting this person or this event or this thing. I can do that. Like in the safety of my own inner space, I can allow myself to be human. It blew my mind. It's not the way I was raised. It's not what I had learned. It's certainly not anything that was encouraged. And these permissions, they're often withheld from us by ourselves because for whatever reason, we're scared of failing and seeming flawed. But we're all flawed, the truth is, and we all have shadows, and it's perfectly human to feel less than perfect and not feel like this enlightened, bright flame of light all the time. Of course, we aspire to be our best selves, but at the end of the day, we're human too, and we're allowed to feel what we need to feel, what's coming up for us naturally. One of the most important things I learned about meditation and in meditation, in the practice of meditation, whether I'm practicing it myself or when I'm working with my clients one-on-one or when I'm teaching workshops, when you give people the permission to feel what is naturally arising in their emotional world for them in that moment, you suddenly sense a shift of energy in the room, in the space, because the moment we let ourselves be human, we immediately feel liberated. We immediately feel freed. We immediately feel like the room just got wider and I can relax and I can finally exhale because I don't have to hold everything tightly together and make it look perfect. In the sanctity and the sacredness of my own space, the sovereignty of my space, I can allow myself and give myself that space to just feel what's coming up for me in this moment. And it's okay. I don't have to judge it. I don't have to reprimand myself. I don't have to tell myself I have to fix it. I'm really just making the room, the space that my inner world needs to just feel human, to just let myself be who I need to be in this moment, in the safety of my own inner world. And every emotion that's arising for us is obviously a natural, organic outcome of the circumstances or the experiences that we are living through. suppressing or minimizing what's naturally coming through for us is the perfect recipe for blocking emotions. And when we are blocking emotions, even if they're negative emotions, we are inevitably going to block our experience of positive emotions as well. Right? So my professor talks about it in a way that it's like there's a pipeline. And if you're going to block the negative emotions, you can be sure that the positive emotions will not flow through either, because you're blocking your system in your emotional landscape. And not only that, suppressing emotions will lead to ill health. It's like something nasty, something uncomfortable, something difficult within that is not allowed to breathe and heal and is just locked up within, can only fester, right? Nothing healthy is going to come from that. It needs to be released. It's like light needs to be thrown on it. The windows need to be opened. It needs to be aired. And this anger does not need to be acted out. You don't have to share your resentment with the person you're feeling, but you have to give yourself that permission to at least be honest with what you're feeling and say, you know what, that's how this is making me feel. And I accept that this is how it's making me feel. And in just that simple statement and in just that simple practice, things start to transform, things start to change. That feeling, that icky feeling, starts to transmute and become something else, become a healthier version as it's released, right? It's the only way to transform and change the feeling. It's okay. It's absolutely okay to take a break, to shut the computer, to go for a walk, to get some fresh air, to say, you know what, I need a little distance. Something has come up that's making me feel uncertain. I'm going to give myself a little bit of distance from this moment. I just need to check in with how I'm feeling and just hold space for myself and be there for myself and just acknowledge that I'm here to give myself the permission to be human because I'm allowed. That's not a permission anyone can take from me. It's a permission I grant myself. It's a permission you can give yourself. We don't have to wait for someone else to allow us to feel what we're legitimately feeling inside. It's all valid and it's all here for a reason. And the only way it changes or transmutes is by us being honest with it and with ourselves and acknowledging it. I hope this helps. Thank you.